parts of cyberspace there lurks a creature so vile. A weasel with a keyboard spreading gossip by the mile. He's got nothing nice to say, just vitriol and spite. Weasel Man's his name, and trolling is his delight. Oh, Weasel Man, scurrying around the web, spewing lies and hatred from his digital bed. He's got no life, no friends, just a heart full of gall. Weasel Man, the lowest of them all. Around the webs and hate click and post. His words are pure poison, he's an internet ghost. Behind avatars he hides, too cowardly to show his face. Weasel Man, the lowest of them all. He cheats and swindles with every click and post. His words are pure poison, he's an internet ghost. Behind avatars he hides, too cowardly to show his face. Weasel Man's his name and he's a total disgrace. He'll stab you in the back, then laugh as you bleed. Empathy's a stranger and kindness a dirty deed. In his weaselly world, where truth is a sin, he's the king of the trolls with a permanent grin. So beware of Weasel Man as you surf and you scroll. He's waiting to pounce, to crush your very soul. But remember, dear friends, as you read his tirades, Weasel Man's just sad, living life in the shades. Weasel Man's just sad, living life in the shades. Weasel Man, oh Weasel Man, no days are numbered. You see, for commas are coming to set the internet free. Weasel Man, oh Weasel Man, no days are numbered, you see. The commas are coming to set the internet free. Weasel Man, oh Weasel Man, your days are numbered, you see. For karmas are coming to set the internet free. Weasel Man, oh Weasel Man, your days are numbered, you see. For karmas are coming to set the internet free. Weasel Man, oh Weasel Man, your days are numbered, you see. For commas are coming to set the internet free.
So how very interesting. Courtesy of the mouse, we have this article. Firefighters contain another grass fire at Hollow Ponds. Firefighters appear to have quickly contained a grass fire at Hollow Ponds, close to the scene of a similar devastating blaze earlier this summer. Around 1 hectare of scrubland and trees at the scenic spot has been destroyed by the fire, which broke out about 5:30 p.m. today. This is dated 5th of September 2013. But by 5 p.m, the flames appeared to have been extinguished. Firefighters remain on the scene this evening to dampen down the land. There were no reports of any injuries. A spokesman for the London Fire Brigade said one engine crew had been sent to the scene. The blaze broke out at a patch of land between the public car park in Snaresbrook Road and the boating pond, close to where two larger grass fires broke out 2 months ago. So it's a location in which there has been fires previously. Back then, on Friday, July 19, more than 120 firefighters tackled both blazes in the space of one afternoon at the spot, which is on the border between Wanstead and Leytonstone. This is where it gets interesting. Witness Tony Harris. We're all familiar with Tony Harris, whose real name is Tony Quigley, aka Harry Munker, aka Velvet Eyes, and aka a number of other names, the most recent of which is Woody the Pecker. So, witness Tony Harris, 34, told The Guardian, "I was doing some push-ups on the other side of Hollow Ponds and saw the smoke. At first I thought it was a barbecue, but when I went closer I thought, whoa, that's no barbecue. There was a massive plume of smoke and I could see these huge flames. They seemed like they were 50 feet high. They went up so high, some of the trees started to catch fire." Mr. Harris of Black Horse Lane in Walthamstow added, "It was quite a big area. It's been devastated. The grass is really dry at the moment, and I'm sure it didn't take much to catch fire." I'm sure he knew that it didn't take much to catch fire, which is the whole purpose of this late night, early morning broadcast. "The grass is really dry at the moment, and I'm sure it didn't take much to catch fire." I bet he knew it didn't take much to catch fire. "I think it might have been started deliberately." Oh, who could that have been? Considering Tony Harris, aka real name Tony Quigley, just so happens to be a convicted arsonist who's done time for setting alight his girlfriend's car who dumped him. The Guardian is awaiting a comment from the London Fire Brigade over whether a cause for the grass fires has been established yet. An investigation is also expected to be launched into today's fire. Let's try and look for, isn't that interesting? So here we have Tony Quigley, a convicted arsonist, at the location of a devastating fire, the same location at which happened only 2 months before another fire. 2 fires were started there. So let me just while I'll do that, I'm just going to play you a promotional video, okay? And I want to get something ready for you. I'll be back in a mojo.
In this world of wit and banter, a dilemma doth arise. To mock or not to mock, that is the question that puzzles the wise. To mock or not to mock, that is the question. A choice that weighs upon the soul. To jest or to refrain, to poke or abstain, a path we must extol. Shall we unleash our sarcastic tongues and revel in the art of jest? Or shall we take the higher road and let our minds be blessed? To mock or not to mock, that is the question. A choice that weighs upon the soul. To jest or to refrain, to poke or abstain, a path we extol. Shall we unleash our sarcastic tongues and revel in the art of jest? Or shall we take the higher road and let our minds be blessed? To mock or not to mock, that is the question, a choice that weighs upon the soul. To jest or to refrain, to poke or abstain, a path we must extol. But hark, my friends, let's not forget that mockery can be a double-edged sword. For while it brings a laugh or two, it might also leave a scar of hoard. So let us walk the middle ground, with wit and wisdom in our stride, to mock with grace and kind embrace, and let our humor be our guide. To mock or not to mock, that is the question, a choice that weighs upon the soul. To jest or to refrain, to poke or abstain, a path we must extol. In the end, my friends will find that laughter is the key. To mock or not to mock, that is the question, but let it be with glee.
You're a fucking joke, yeah? Yeah, you're a joke. And you give Katie a spanner for doing that to her, a spanner, yeah? What is wrong with you? Right, yet more proof why your ex dumped you.
To mock or not to mock, that is the question, but let it be with glee. That is the question. Mock or not to mock, that is the question. Is the question. That is the question. But let it be with glee. That is the question. But let it be with glee.
Kids a favour, because hopefully she's probably got a real man in her life, and you could your son can have an example of a real man rather than a fucking stupid little attention-seeking little boy, and your daughter and all.
Right, let's go over to this. We're going to read some of the comments that have been put into the mouse. The mouse is the first one who's brought this to our attention. So over to Toots first of all. Wow, so that would make Tony an arsonist then, as he claimed before. He wasn't, because he'd only set a car on fire before. Maybe he thought someone had a car on a barbecue. Very sus that he just happened to be nearby. Surely he'd have noticed the smoke before it reached the 50-foot mark. Oh, I can't seem to read any more comments. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. I can't seem to read any more comments. Well, look, the point I want to make is that this is very telling. So what we have here is a case of a convicted arsonist. A convicted arsonist who's done time for arson. Hence, the convicted arsonist. At a location in which there's a serious fire. The same location which 2 months previously there had been 2 fires that took 120 firefighters to bring under control. I want to put it out there that 2 and 2 equals Tony Quigley being responsible for this fire. because that is the only inference you would make, and any intelligent-minded person will make, and any person with an ounce of intelligence would conclude too. It actually just occurred to me, I've already done an article on it. So, and this actually includes some of the comments on Mouse's YouTube channel that I wasn't able to access there. So, uncovering the truth behind the Hollow Ponds fire. Did eyewitness Tony Harris have a role? The serene beauty of Hollow Ponds was disrupted once again as firefighters battled another fierce grass fire, the latest in a series of similar incidents. While initial reports praised the quick response of emergency services and highlighted the observations of local eyewitness Tony Harris, emerging details now cast a shadow of doubt on his role in the unfolding events. As I just pointed out in the comment section of Mouse's YouTube video, Toots7992 comments, wow. So that would make Tony an arsonist then, as he claimed before he wasn't, because he'd only set a car on fire before. Maybe he thought someone had a fire on the barbecue. Very sus that he just happened to be nearby. And this is the pertinent point of the comment, which is integral to the suggestion that Tony Quigley is responsible for these fires. Toots says, very sus that he just happened to be nearby. Surely he'd have noticed the smoke before it reached the 50-foot mark, which in itself, as the Mouse alludes to in her YouTube video, that is an exaggeration. Tony Harris, a well-known local figure, was one of the first on the scene when the fire broke out. In his statement to police, Harris claimed he was out for a leisurely walk, which isn't quite correct. It was reported in the article that he was doing push-ups when he noticed smoke billowing from the grassy area. Acting swiftly, he called emergency services and directed firefighters to the exact location of the blaze, actions that initially painted him as a hero. However, upon closer examination, Harris's account of the events leading up to the fire raises questions. Eyewitnesses from nearby residents reported seeing Harris in the vicinity. Excuse me, it's late and I have trouble pronouncing words longer than 3 letters. But eyewitnesses reported seeing Harris in the vicinity well before the fire started. A local shop owner who wishes to remain anonymous mentioned seeing Harris purchasing matches and lighter fluid earlier that afternoon. The Mouse says in a comment, nearby, and called it out as being a deliberate act, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. How would someone who thought it was a barbecue at first suddenly be able to call it out as deliberate so quickly? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. You get my point. Moreover, forensic analysis of the fire's origin point suggests to the use of an accelerant, a detail that aligns suspiciously with the items Harris was seen buying. Fire investigators have noted that while natural causes could not be entirely ruled out, the pattern and intensity of the flames strongly indicate human involvement. Harris's background also adds an intriguing layer to the investigation. Known for his previous conviction for arson and having spent time in prison as a result of setting fire to his girlfriend's car after being dumped, could this fire have been another one started by him? And that's the question being asked across social media at the moment. Back to Toots, who comments, "Yep, very telling, Mouse. Did he think the invisible man was having a barbecue cause he'd have noticed people around it? Being so nearby, he was allegedly only over the pond, on the other side of the pond, doing press-ups. Makes you wonder who started the other two fires the previous month now. Very observant, Toots. Someone could have dropped a lit cigarette, but calling it out as deliberate, though. When approached for comment, Harris vehemently denied any involvement in starting a fire. "I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time," he insisted. "I love hollow ponds and would never do anything to harm it." Despite his denials, law enforcement officials confirm that Harris remains a person of interest in their ongoing investigation. The community, once united in its admiration for Harris's quick response, now finds itself divided. Some continue to view him as a concerned citizen who acted selflessly in a moment of crisis, while others suspect that his role in the fire was far more sinister. As the investigation progresses, one thing remains clear. The truth behind the Hollow Ponds fire is more complex than it initially appeared. Whether Tony Harris is an unfortunate scapegoat or the orchestrator of a dangerous act of arson, only time and thorough investigation will reveal. For now, the residents of Hollow Ponds can only watch and wait, hoping for clarity and justice in a situation clouded by suspicion and uncertainty. Now, I would like to put out an important claimer. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'd like to repeat, this is for entertainment purposes only. Everything you read in that article, while it is based on truth, isn't necessarily true. This fictional article, because it is a fictional article, is crafted to convey the essence of an investigative piece where an eyewitness and a convicted arsonist becomes a suspect. So I'd just like to reiterate that this is for entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. And but we've got a serious message behind this, of course, because, wow, this guy sounds dangerous. Thank you for making that observation. I was just reading out a comment in the chat. Listen, I'm going to shut up now because it's so late, but I thought it was important just to chronicle this straight away. The Mouse done a premiere in which the same individual, Tony Quigley, who goes by the name Tony Harris, and other names such as Harry Munker, spoke about me on the internet, saying very derogatory things, making out that he was a good guy. Now, it's very interesting that with this latest information provided by the Mouse, we have circumstantial evidence, and I appreciate that at this time, that he is actually an arson. We know he's an arsonist because he's got a conviction for it. But now this is for the first time we have information that implies he's been responsible for other incidents of arson. So would like to thank Making Observations for commenting. No smoke without fire, excuse the pun. And we've also got a new person in the chat called The Thing. Where did he get this info from? Well, it's courtesy of The Mouse. If you haven't done so already, check out The Mouse 1.0. The Mouse has done a video on it. I'll put the link into the chat for complete transparency, and you can see the article at theguardianseries.co.uk, and all you need to type in is "firefighters contain another grass fire at Hollow Ponds." So this has been just an emergency, been emergency news bulletin, And we have news just in that the thing in the chat says different Tony altogether. So there we go, everyone. Like I said, we now have the thing in the chat is saying it's a different Tony altogether, but yet very interesting. I don't know what qualifies the thing to claim it was a different Tony altogether, taking into consideration that the location is correct, Walthamstow. We know that Tony Quigley, aka Tony Harris, is from that area. But this is interesting. We have the thing with a username like that. Does it hold any credibility? But the thing is defending Tony Quigley by saying different Tony altogether. It's late at night. I'm going to sign off now, but it does look like that this is a breaking story, which we will have more to report on once we know more news. Thank you ever so much for joining me. A big thank you for making observations, for coming in, and a big thank you for the thing. Totally different. So here we have the thing saying it's totally different. We have a new commentator in the chat. It's only YouTube. Tony Harris went to prison for arson. Just saying. And this is a factual. That's a fact that cannot be denied. That cannot be denied. Tony Quigley, aka Tony Harris, aka Harry Munker, and a variety of other names, the latest of which is Woodpecker, Woody the Pecker. So it's the same Harris we have, and then also we have the thing saying you went to jail for stealing from old people. Listen, we're not talking about Justin, we're talking about Tony Quigley. We have making observations saying it's the same Harris 100%, but yet we've got the thing saying totally different. I'm going to sign off this special bulletin and deflection. Yes, that's something. So we're going to finish off with a song. Once the song is finished, the broadcast will end. Please like and subscribe. We will be back for more on this developing story. Thank you ever so much, everyone, for commenting. The thing says I'm talking about both. It's only YouTube says stay safe, mate. Listen, keep away from matches.
Harry said his girl was sleeping while he rented on YouTube. But we all know he was deceiving when the truth came peeking through. If you lie about the little things, you lie about the big things too. Once you cross that line on where he's been, makes it hard to know what's true. He claims she was tucked in bed while he spouted off online. But the facts prove she was nowhere and the lie was easy to find. If you lie about the little things, you lie about the big things too. Once you cross that line, the way he's been makes it hard to know what's true. He claimed she was tucked in bed while he spouted off online. But the facts prove she was nowhere and the lie was easy to find. If you lie about the little things, least that's what we hope. That lying leads to more lies. It's a slippery slope. Be honest from the start. Let your yes be yes. The truth will set you free from the tangled mess.
God is good and so am I. God is good and so am I. I don't know I'm doing wrong, 'cause I haven't done anything wrong. Unlike certain people who know they have wrong and gaslight projected on to others. I don't know I'm doing wrong, 'cause I haven't done anything wrong. Unlike certain people who know they have wrong and gaslight projected on to others.